the most exciting one, because I feel great for all the knowledge that I've developed, and having implemented all that knowledge, learn to experience life and living better. So once I started living my life in peace and happiness, I always started looking forward for bringing that happiness and peace in the life of maximum people. So in whatever way that happens, in whatever source that happens, that is going to be a sign of celebration for me. One of the sources wherein I can really bring some happiness and peace into the lives of people is through question answer session. Because in all my knowledge, what I've developed, I just realized that every time you have a problem, every time you are challenged by something, it means that there is something what you don't know. Every time you don't know something, you are worrying yourself or troubling yourself in life. So every problem, every challenge must reveal to you that there is something that you don't know. So once you realize what you don't know, once you realize what you don't know, you become matured. So once you become matured, the problem vanishes from you. Problem is something that is visible to you only when you lack maturity on it. So gaining awareness and getting clarity about it would vanish the problem. Most of the time, some of my students will be suffering for simple things, okay, which are happening in their lives. But they don't look as problem for me at all. And I love handling such situations. So it is just because I've gained some maturity, and that does not look as a problem for me at all. So I want that maturity to be there in everyone. I want to help people to develop their maturities. So every time you have a challenge, every time you have a problem in life, see that you will realize that there is something what you don't know. And you look forward for knowing that. So once you know it, you get your maturity. Once you get your maturity, problem vanishes. So if there is no problem, you are happy. Happiness is not something what you attain or achieve in life. It's all about not having anything to worry about. If you don't have anything to worry about, if you don't have anything to suffer about, then automatically you are in happiness. You are in celebration. I hope you got my essence. So let me get started with the question answer session, wherein I'll go with the first question, and it's given by Bashir. If we get enlightened on a particular thing, will it be for a long time or a short time? Enlightenment is a complete transformation. It's not realization. It's not a change. See, change can be reversed, and realization, it only brings us awareness about certain things. See, let me give you clarity about these three things. A butterfly, life cycle starts from eggs. The egg hatches and a caterpillar comes out of it. Caterpillar is not a butterfly, but it comes out of the egg laid by a butterfly. So now this caterpillar depends on mulberry leaves. It eats mulberry leaves, and slowly increasing its size, it creates a cover around itself and changes itself into a pupa, a beautifully designed pupa. You must have seen this in green color with some rings on it, golden rings on it. So pupa is not even a stage of butterfly. That is also a change that is brought in. So later, this caterpillar within this pupa transforms itself into a butterfly and slowly breaks open the pupa and comes out as a beautiful butterfly. Now an egg has got its transformation into a butterfly, but egg becoming a caterpillar is a change. So caterpillar becoming a pupa is a change. But the caterpillar inside that pupa transformed itself into a butterfly. So an entirely new creature comes out, which is no way relevant to the caterpillar. So if at all, if you show these two things to someone who is not familiar about a butterfly, saying that this is a caterpillar and this is a butterfly, this butterfly came out of this caterpillar. This caterpillar changed into this butterfly. Nobody believes. And that is transformation, wherein you will be entirely different from what you were before. So when that transformation happens in you, the whole world can notice that in you. And transformation cannot be reversed again. So once you get transformed on a particular thing, okay, you live in that forever. Okay, so that permanent transformation is nothing but enlightenment. So realizing the truth. So once you realize the truth, you will never live in falsehood. Let me give you a simple example. Yesterday, one of my students was asking me, why do we suffer from overthinking? So I just explained him that your thinking is all about only two things. One is about your past, what has happened in your past. You're thinking about it. So probably something good might have happened, something bad might have happened. You're not much worried about the good that has happened. And you don't even remember or recollect the good that has happened in your life. But definitely, you will start recollecting all the bad that has happened in your life. The mistakes what you have done, the failures what you have come across. But you're not realizing that every mistake, every failure taught you something what you don't know. You are an evolved human being today. You've got your maturity. How did you get your maturity? You got your maturity through your mistakes, through your failures. So without your mistakes, without your failures, you should never have got the maturity what you have got today. You're able to handle your life far better than what you were handling 5 to 10 years back, because the maturity has brought in some change within you. Hope you are understanding, my friends. So, mistakes and failures will definitely be a part of your past life. And you don't need to feel bad about it, because that mistakes and failures have only taught you the lessons what you don't know, and they have made you the man what you are today. A matured, completely perfect human being. I hope you understood this concept. It's a very simple and easy concept which you can easily grasp out. Okay? So we keep on worrying about the past incidents, okay, the mistakes and failures that has happened in my life, thinking that if they did not happen, if I did not fail in that, if I did not do mistake in that, my life could have been better, which is a senseless thing. And all the things that you are thinking about regarding your past is not the truth. It's a false thing. But as your mind is thinking, you're emoting. Emotions are being expressed. As you're expressing your emotions, if that emotion is of pain, if that emotion is of anger, if that emotion is of irritation, you're suffering in your life. Hope you're understanding. Look from the other perspective. So you start thinking about your future. You think about what may happen tomorrow. You think about what may happen after 1 year, 1 month, okay? And you keep suffering right now. You don't know whether that happens in your life or not. You don't know what is exactly going to be your future. So I suffered a lot in my past thinking about my future. But I never knew that my future would be so good. If I knew that my future would be so good, I would be helping a lot of people. God gives me an opportunity to do His work. God makes me to think as He thinks. God makes me to do the work, okay, what He is doing on this earth. I could have been a celebrated person, but I didn't know about this in my past. So I used to worry about my future. So most of the people have overthinking only about the past or the future. So past is not the truth. Future is not the truth. Only present is the reality. It's a false thing, and this is a false thing. So you're just hanging on with the false thing and they are not there. So just imagine, tomorrow my son has an exam. So I can imagine that he may write good or he may not write good, and I can suffer or celebrate. Which is again a wrong thing. I don't know what exactly tomorrow happens. In the same way, most of the people will be either worrying about the past or struggling about the future, which are not in reality, which are both false things. I hope this gives clarity for you all. So once you realize this clearly, every time your mind drifts into the past or every time your mind drifts into the future, you realize that that is a false thing, that's not the reality, and you never care for that. So you never have a worry about it. You realize that the truth is the present, and what you can do in the present, that is important. So worrying about the past or worrying about the future makes no sense. So when you understand this clearly, see, most of the people get a brief account of things. So as they knew something what they don't know before, they are excited, and with that excitement they'll consider that I know everything, I've got something better, my life experience is better, so they just try to lead their life with that. But if you can understand it clearly, if you can get the point what I've told you very clearly, that past is already something happened and it is not there, it is just in your memory, and remembering or recollecting about the past is a silly thing, because that's not true. Future would never come. That is also not a reality, that is only in your imagination. So if you realize this, that that is not reality and it is a falsehood, then automatically all that happens is this: you will have nothing to worry about, you will have nothing to overthink. But most of the people don't use their mind to think, to gain clarity. Mind is given to you to think and attain clarity on various things. But people are not using their mind to think and attain clarity on various things. They are just using their mind. I can't say they are using their mind, they are not using their mind. As they are not using their mind, automatically what's happening? The mind is drifting into the past, or the mind is drifting into the future and creating a lot of worry in life. I hope you are understanding. So realizing this truth, you will never have worry about the past or future thinking. This is enlightenment in that particular area. Hope you're getting it. So once you realize this and you live by this principle, I don't think that you will never do injustice in your life in this particular aspect. So enlightenment is a complete transformation that you bring to yourself in your life. It's not a change. Okay, it's a complete transformation. So you are entirely a new personality because you realize the truth. You understood the truth completely and you started living by that particular truth. And it isn't an easy thing. So once you learn to do it, you are enlightened. And from the other side, realization is all about knowing the truth. It's like, let me tell you, once I read a statement which meant to say that we are the universe expressing itself for a while. Gautama Buddha said this: we are the universe expressing itself for a while. So Gautama Buddha's narration was something like this: we are universe, and this entire universe has changed itself into a small human life form. That is we. We are this universe, and this universe is expressing as us for a short period on this earth. So this didn't get into my mind. How am I and how is everyone on this earth and universe? How can universe transform itself into a small human life and live on this earth for 100 years? So I never got an answer for this. But one day as I was thinking about it continuously, asking myself a lot of questions, writing myself a lot of questions, okay, consistently. So in the process of questioning and thinking, at one point I realized that yes, I am the universe. So I could get a lot of proofs to say that I am the universe, because whatever that is there in this universe, that is there within me also, and equal proportion with the universe. So this universe has 30% of water, 30% of land and 70% of water. That is the same composition in us. This universe has a lot of minerals and metals, and we too have the same metals and minerals within our body. And our mind is this open space in this universe, and I could get an answer for everything I had at that time. So that is realization. Realization excites you, puts you on a greatness, but that is a temporary feeling. It will only be there for a short while. Once you realize that, oh, you'll feel this is how it is, and you come up with a normality. Long time back, I just realized about something, and today I was just listening to it and I recollected it. I felt good to recollect about it. Recollect that. The statement is something like this. In our childhood, we always think about receiving things. So all the things that we receive from people, from that we realize what we love in life. And as we grow in life, our life gets shifted from receiving to giving. Okay. So once we start giving, we start realizing what other people love. We start realizing the things that other people love. That's pretty interesting, right? So this is also a realization. There are a lot of things which I realized in my life. Like from the statement, you are your own friend, you are your own foe. So it says you have no friends, you have no enemies, okay. So initially I didn't get it, but later once I understood it, I was so excited. So we are the creator of our life. We are the creators of our destiny. So this excited me so much and put me on a better shelf. So most of the case, every time you come to know about something, what you don't know before, so you have realized it. So once you realize that particular thing, okay, that makes you happy for a particular time, not for a pretty long time. Okay. But transformation is a complete change. So that you bring within yourself, and that will be permanent, and that will make you lead a wonderful life. So once you get the transformation, then you are called to be enlightened. So Buddha got enlightened after 13 years of deserted life. He just came out of his home, started moving in this world, moved to different places, met different people, experienced different incidents. And with all these experiences, one day under the peepal tree, he realized what life is. And he discovered that it is a desire that is creating all the problems in human life. Once the man is out of his desires, then automatically he will be happy, because desires never get fulfilled. So once we complete a desire, automatically a bigger desire comes into picture. The more and more the desires get completed or fulfilled, we look forward for still more and more. So we're not supposed to look out for that. That's what we need to understand. I hope you got this. So thank you, Bashir, for a wonderful question. So now you need to understand what is a realization, what is a change, what is transformation, what is enlightenment. Having a clarity about all this, you can understand your question. So once you get enlightened, there's no way you get back yourself into it. Okay? So, Masood, good evening. Thanks a lot, man, for your question. So having obsessions towards one thing is good or bad. I exactly don't know what you feel, what you mean by obsession. Is it an addiction or extreme love towards it? So you need to understand one thing, Masood, okay? There's nothing like good or bad on this earth. See, Try to understand this. You're free to do anything. You can do anything you wish to do on this earth. There's nothing like truly good or bad on this earth. So doing this is good, doing this is bad, doing this is right, doing this is wrong. So we cannot define like that. So it's not possible for us to define that this is the right thing. And if you ask me, sir, are you doing the best thing? I don't know whether I'm doing the best thing or not. I don't know whether doing this question answer session is the best thing or not. I cannot even, what I can say the thing what I'm saying is the best thing or not. So as Shakespeare said, there's nothing like good or bad, thinking makes it so. So good or bad is not the point what you have to think. Okay? But always be conscious. So be focused, be conscious. Being conscious is nothing but observing what our mind is thinking, how our mind is thinking. So our mind thinks, and based on that thinking, we design our actions. Our actions are the result of our thinking. You need to understand this. How your mind thinks, and that's how you act in life. So noticing your actions, you can realize how your mind is thinking. Realizing how your mind is thinking is being conscious. So when you are conscious, you know why something is happening. So you thought about watching a movie and you started watching a movie. So initially the on-go started in your thinking and that resulted in an action, and that action is the result of your thinking. So if you're conscious about it, then that is wonderful. You've got some pain. So what was the thinking that made you painful? You've got some pleasure. What was the thinking that made you pleasureful? So if you're conscious about how your mind is thinking in every phase of your life and what you're doing because of that particular thinking, then you're conscious. So if you're conscious and observing everything, why you are behaving like that in different particular situations. See, I was working with my son because tomorrow he has an exam. Till 4:30, I was just teaching him, okay. I just have got 20 minutes. I had to get up. I did not even brush my teeth since morning. I didn't even take bath. So I had to brush my teeth, okay, like shave my beard, take bath, and then rush to the institute, all in 20 minutes. So I was in a rush, and at that time, my wife was trying to play some pranks on me. So I had to handle it. So immediately I got emotional and said that, okay, move from here. So why means I'm in a rush, but my wife does not know that I'm in a rush. She is trying to be comfortable, but I'm in a rush, I know it. So my mind started thinking that I don't have time to handle all this, so I have to stop it abruptly. So bluntly, I have to say a statement that ends the issue and puts me into my work, and I'll give a rush. So I got ready by 50 and got started and came here by 55 and just took up myself and get started with this question answer session by 5 o'clock. So if I'm just realizing, being conscious, okay, I know why my mind thought like that, and because of that thinking, how I acted myself. So this is being conscious. So once you're conscious about what is exactly happening, how your mind is thinking, and what is happening because of that thinking, okay, I think you will be very clear about what is right to do and what is not right to do, what you can do and what you don't need to do. Because you know why it is happening. Exactly, because you started observing your thinking. This is one point you need to understand, Masood. And on the other side, just try to understand this concept very clearly. You can do anything you want to do, but whatever you do will have a consequence. When the consequence comes, you're not ready to accept it happily, then don't do such kind of things. When the consequence comes and you are ready to handle it very happily, you're not going to worry anything about that consequence, then do whatever you want. Suppose a long time back I overlooked a person and started ill-treating him, talking low about him. Just I wanted to elevate my ego, reveal to the people that I'm something greater than the other fellow. Foolishness. Now I know. At that time I didn't know. So my confidence was like, okay, how will he come to know? Because he's not here. He lives in Madhavaram. But surprisingly, that evening itself, I got a call from him saying that, why did you say like this in the class? I was very surprised. How did he come to know about my communication? Later I realized that he has referred one student in this class, and that student was here and he observed it and he went and revealed that information to him. Then I felt very guilty about it. But I should not have spoke about it. So now he starts speaking something in anger and rage, which I have to bear. That is the consequence of what I've done. So when the consequence comes, when I'm worrying, when I'm crying, I should take care of what I do. But if that consequence comes, I'm able to take it very happily. There's no way I have any kind of worry, then I can do it. Now just think about it. You may start loving a girl, living in her world. It might have become an obsession for you, but tomorrow you will have a consequence out of it. You're a student, and your job is to study and empower your knowledge, because this is the phase of your life wherein you can develop your knowledge. You need to develop your knowledge. And if you don't develop knowledge at this time, okay, it leads to the consequence of not getting settled in life, not getting a better settlement in life. And as you are not skillful in your arena, as you are not educated, strongly educated in your platform, it will definitely have its impact on your future. So all through the life you will have to suffer, and there is a consequence of the negligence that you are facing it, that you are creating today. So let's say you always try to play some games on a mobile, and that has become an obsession for you. You can play games, there is no problem with it. But how many other games you play, that's not going to do anything good for you. And you got addicted to it and started playing games all the time when you're free. And in the process, you wasted most of the time and you could not build some skills. And because of not building skills, okay, you could not settle in your career. Now just think, are you ready to face that consequence? As you have not settled in your life comfortably, the same girl whom you loved, for whom you spent all your time, started taking care of and doing a lot of things, later said break up with you because you could not settle comfortably in your life, but married someone because he got good settlement in life, that consequence is not digestible for you. So if you are conscious, now connect these two things. The first one, what I said, was being conscious. The second one was, if you're ready for the consequence, do anything you wish. Now just see. If you're conscious, you will come to observe, if I do this, what is going to be the consequence of this? And when that consequence comes, I'm ready to handle it comfortably, I'm ready to face it comfortably, then go on, do it. So if you're not ready for the consequence that is going to come out of that, then better don't do it. So you need to be conscious about it. I hope you understood this. Being conscious and realizing the consequence of what you are doing. And if you're ready, see, you may not know exactly what the consequence can be. But if you're ready for any kind of consequence, so you're not going to worry for that. So you will just take it as an experience. then go on, do anything what you want to do in life. You can get obsessed about something. But if not, when you're afraid of the consequence that is going to come your way, then be conscious. Observe what is that you're doing. What is the result that is going to come out of it? When you know that, okay, just like you'll be walking on a road and you know that there is a manhole. Knowing that it is a manhole, you never try to step into it for the sake of an experience, because you're conscious in that particular thing. Probably if you're walking on a road, there is a thorn over there or a nail over there. So if you step on it, okay, that can pierce into your foot and create a lot of pain and damage for your leg. So you don't step on it, you just keep your step aside because you're conscious about it. So in external things, you're conscious, but whatever that is happening in your mind, are you really conscious about? That is the thing you need to think of. So when you're clear about this, I think you can make a much difference. You can make a lot of difference in your life. And that's what you need to take care of. That's it, nothing else than this. Hope you got this clarity, Masood. So, I can't say whether your obsession is good or bad, but be conscious and just think, okay, is it going to create a good consequence or a bad consequence? You feel that it is going to create a good consequence and you are going to celebrate that consequence, go on with it. There's no issue about it. But when the consequence comes, you're not going to be happy or going to worry about it, then I say that don't get into it. And that's what I can suggest you. Thank you so much, Masood, okay, for your wonderful question. Good evening, Pyari. Hope you are doing great in Bangalore, using your time greatly, trying to empower yourself and put yourself on the top. I hope I'll be listening something good from you about your future settlement. Why these generation people addicted to mobiles? How can you overcome it? So people are addicted to mobile because mobile has everything in it. There's nothing which is more interesting than a mobile. And if there is something interesting, that interesting thing is being done or it's happening with a mobile. So that is the reason why, probably if you can just check, okay, people used to consider that a PC or a computer was the greatest gadget that people have invented in the past. But afterwards, okay, when mobile came into picture, it has become a one object that is the creator or the destroyer of everything. So there is nothing more exciting than a mobile. Just check once. Is there anything more exciting than a mobile? So people are not able to leave that mobile for a while, and that has become a part of them. So it's like a body part. So we cannot keep away from mobile, but we have to make the usage of mobile productive. See, mobile can be used for good things and bad things, okay. But when you learn to use your mobile for good things, okay, there is no problem with this. But when you learn to use your mobile for bad things, okay, then that is going to create a damage of it. See, most of the instruments are like that. Knife is a cutting instrument. You can use it for cutting fruits and vegetables, or you can use it for killing people. What are you using it for? See, hydrogen bomb, where nuclear fusion happens and it releases a lot of energy, and that energy is used for manufacturing electricity. So when this was invented, the scientist who invented it felt great. Alfred Nobel felt great about inventing it. And he felt that the government is going to use it for a good cause and bring a lot of change. Today, we are not much dependent on coal or water resource for electricity generation, but we are trying to extract electricity more from nuclear fusion through nuclear reactors. If that invention was not there, okay, probably we must have been suffering for electricity, okay, so much these days. So we have electrified every village, every town just because of that. But how do we use this? If we use for electricity generation, absolutely there is no problem in that, okay. But when it was used in war, okay, to destroy Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which has taken the lives of thousands of people, and even after 100 years of doing it, still the people of that particular area suffers different kind of genetic diseases. They are born without nose, they are born without ears, they are born without eyes, they are born without hands, sometimes tongue, okay. It's a miserable life. So people are really struggling about it, and hope you can understand this. So everything has its advantages and disadvantages. Knowledge is also the same. Awareness is also the same, but what is that awareness being about? So every instrument that is being done, television has its advantages and disadvantages. Newspaper has its advantages and disadvantages. So books has its advantages and disadvantages. There are many people who spoil their lives because of books, because they started reading wrong books. So friends has its advantages and disadvantages. So good friends take your life to greatness. Bad friends, because of selfishness and jealousy, okay, will put you in a valley wherein you will never grow in your life. So education has its advantages and disadvantages. Education has helped certain people to attain understanding ability, knowing what exactly the essence of true education is. And they became so fascinated about education that they started reading a lot of books, and they started empowering their knowledge. They transformed themselves to greatness, and they're leading a wonderful life. They're a source of light and illumination to remove the darkness in the lives of many people. But the same education is a business for other sect of people. They just want to make money out of it. They created some shortcuts wherein they created ranking system, marks, progress report, comparison with others, all this nonsense in order to create some hype in parents, impress them and get money out of it. And in the process, only one person is winning and all the other people are losing. So which is the most fatal system of educating people. And these days, we generally send children to schools because they need to develop their courage, confidence, and clarity about various things. Need to learn to think. But the real challenge is this. Today the people are going to schools, the children are going to school, not to develop their courage and confidence and gain clarity and learn how to use their thinking, but they are going to school to develop fear, doubt, hesitation, and confusion within themselves. And their life is a question mark for them. They had a positive attitude in everything, okay, before they went to school. But after going to school, they are not having a positive attitude towards anything. So whatever the thing that is put before them, okay, they are with an expression that I can't. So we can see people struggling a lot. So everything that we invented has its positive sides and negative sides. But how are you using it? As I was answering the question of Masood, I just explained you one thing, that is, be conscious. See, I'll tell you, your mind is just like a field, or let's consider a small garden. In that garden, you will just grow the plants that you really want to grow. Even if some plan comes in which is not in your mind or which is not a useful thing, you immediately pluck it off. You don't care for that because you're very conscious about what is growing in the field. You're very conscious about what you want to grow in the field, and that's why you call it as a garden. And your mind is just like a garden. Are you conscious about what you're putting in your mind? See, today, social media has given an open platform for a lot of information that is going on around. Today, ideas are being expressed by the mature and the immature. So people just getting tempted that someone is getting money, someone is making crores of rupees or someone is making lakhs of rupees out of creating videos. Everyone is trying to create videos. They're not bothering whether the information that they are passing to the society is right or wrong, is good or bad. They're not even analyzing, they're not doing a kind of research on this. So they are just trying to encash the weakness of the people in the society and make money out of it. They want to express the emotional struggle that is running in the people, and they are indirectly blackmailing the people through that emotional struggle and saying that I'm going to create a solution for this emotional struggle. They are going to charge money for it, and they are earning crores of rupees. In the process, I don't know whether they are really solving the emotional problem of the other person, but they are just focused on making money. All these things are just happening because of one simple thing. That is, every gadget, everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. But we are not trained. We are not trained to use the gadget with its advantages. See, one thing I'll tell you. Right from your childhood, you go to a shop and buy anything, whether it's a food substance or whether it is an object, instrument, whatever it is. Even you buy a pin which costs you very less, you are taught how to use it, how you are going to make use of it. When the use of that comes, okay, you're taught about that object. This society, right from your childhood days, okay, it taught you very clearly, okay, how to use everything that you are buying in the external world. But no child is taught how education is to be utilized, how education is to be understood, and how education is to be experienced in life. The previous generations have really struggled so much in going into the in-depth of knowledge, realizing the truths, and they have discovered such wonderful truths that, okay, it can make your life experience the greatest if you understand this. But all the work what they have done, I think that it's all in vain, because we are not taught how to use knowledge in reality. So just observe this. Probably your parents might have told you a lot of things, okay? Like, speak truth. Why do you tell a lie? But how many of your parents made you understand what happens if you speak truth? And what happens if you tell a lie? So everyone asks you to be honest. But how many of them explained you what exactly honesty is? What advantage it is going to create on your life if you are honest? Everyone asks you to keep up your promises. But did you really get the knowledge of what advantage it is going to create in your life when you are keeping up your promises? So you were sold knowledge, you bought knowledge, but you never learned how to implement it. For 99% of the students, they are just trying to gain knowledge, put it in their memories, vomit it on the examination paper, and forget about it. 99% of the people still who are studying in schools consider that knowledge is for representing it on the examination paper. They are not realizing that knowledge is not for representing it on the examination paper, but it is for using it and experiencing. See, if you learn one usage in English, So let me tell you, okay, you learn the usage supposed to. You learn how to use it and start using it in your reality. Every time you use it, you celebrate. You will have a better experience of your life. So one piece of knowledge, when it is brought into application, it makes a big difference. So just understand, in every movement of your life, everything that is moving around, if you can notice physics in that, you can experience physics in a fantastic manner. And that is what the great scientists did. In every matter that you're experiencing around you, whether it is solid, liquid or gas, if you can notice chemistry in it, your experience of chemistry will be something wonderful. And history has taught us so many lessons. And through that lessons, okay, we can have different attitudinal expressions in people. And every attitudinal experience can be experienced in this generation. If you can relate it from history, you will have a great experience of history. Every word, every sentence that you learned through languages, when you learn how to use it, I think you're a fantastic speaker. And you can celebrate the joy of communicating a language, or writing a language, listening a language, understanding a language. And how language is helping you to connect the bridge between ignorance and literacy. So, but are we experiencing everything? So, people always look for shortcuts, and it's pretty easy to get the negative part of anything. You don't need to put any kind of stress or strain in order to develop a negative quality from anything. It easily comes. Crying easily came for anyone, easily came for everyone. Nobody has kept any kind of emphasis or stress in order to develop his worry or crying. But being happy is a very challenging thing. That man has to inculcate, that man has to develop, that man has to create in his life. And that is not happening in most of the lives. And I hope you're understanding this. So, as negative things come easily without any effort, people move towards negative things. And negative things give a kind of entertainment in the beginning. But in later days, they take us to a stage wherein we lose every great thing. And that becomes a sign of entire disturbance for us and all the people around us. But as people are not conscious and they don't realize the consequence of what they are doing, they just go with the negative part of it. And they just keep doing what they are doing. And that's going to create a great damage for them in their lives. But be conscious, observe why and how the object is going to help you. And make use of it in a nice manner. That makes a big difference in life. So everything has two sides. A positive side and a negative side. What are you getting addicted to? And what are you getting used to? That matters. So you have to always be focused, be conscious about how you are using everything. See, there was a beautiful statement told in the movie Pilla Jamindar. People in confusion are loving objects and making use of people. God created people to love and objects to use. But people in confusion are doing the reverse things. They are loving the objects and making use of people. When you start loving the objects and making use of people, your life is a mess around. And that's what is happening in most of the people today. Because they're not conscious about it. They are not realizing what is happening. So when someone is discussing something negative or ill about others, that satisfies you a lot initially, because your ego gets satisfied. You consider that you are better than the other person. But that slowly is developing a kind of hatred towards the other person. And your arrogance make you to overlook the other person. Overlooking the other person. And on the other side, developing hatred will create a lot of damage for you, because once you start hating something, you are in a flood of negative emotions. Being in a flood of negative emotions, you are going to suffer a lot in life. And when you overlook others, okay, you don't have control over your tongue. You don't know what you speak. And you speak ill of others. And that will have a very bad consequence in future. Because people are very conscious. They'll just be noticing what you are talking. If you speak something negative about others, they immediately transfer this information and tell to the other person, in order to get or gain the goodwill of the other fellow, impressing that fellow, influencing that fellow, but making you an idiot in the minds of that fellow mind, in the mind of that fellow. So you need to be conscious about all this. Everything has an advantage and disadvantage. How you are going to use it. So love is the most powerful emotion of all. Love is again the most dangerous emotion of all emotions. It's the most powerful emotion when you realize the greatness of love and start loving everything on this earth unconditionally. So when you love your work, you create something sensational in life. When you love the right thing, when you love knowledge, when you love maturity, when you love consciousness, when you love gaining awareness about various things, you are a wonderful person to live around. But on the other side, okay, you can take love as a negative emotion, wherein you can start attracting something into your life and you've got some happy expression and you want to have that again and again. So just to have that happy experience again and again, okay, you can keep continuing doing something, okay, which is irrelevant to your future and waste your entire career in the process. So everything on his earth, every gadget, every instrument, every concept, every idea has its positive and negative shade. Negative shades are easily brought into our lives. It doesn't need any effort. But positive shades are developed by consciousness. And the people who are conscious make use of the objects in the right manner. And the people who are not conscious, they cannot make use of the objects in the right manner and create a fuss out of themselves. So, I hope you got it. Mobile is not a wrong thing. People are addicted to a mobile just because they're not finding anything better than that. But they can start using the mobile for something better and lead their life in a greater manner. Or they can look into the negative part of it and struggle a lot in their life. It's all in their hands. If they're conscious, they can make that difference. That consciousness is needed. That's all. I think there's a question from RK. RK means, I hope it is from Ramakrishna Nayak. Okay. So if it is Ramakrishna, it's fine, or if it is from Nayak, let's take it great, okay? Anyway, whoever it is, thank you so much for your question, man. How to be focused all the time? It's a good question. And it's pretty simple, okay? See. Being focused is just about thinking about what you want. That's all. For this, you need to realize one truth. You create what you think. Every time you think something negative, definitely that is going to become, or that is going to create a negative impact in your life, and that's going to damage your life. You will definitely suffer for that consequence. And every time you think about what you want, see, for example, I want success. So when I want success, I should give my mind only for success. So if I give my thinking for failure, I'm going to have an experience of failure in my life. And most of the people not realizing the truth that whatever they think that is going to come into reality in their lives. They think about a lot of unnecessary things. They think about what they don't have. They think about what they miss in life. They think about all the sufferings they encounter in life, and that's how they create that sufferings and missings and mishaps in their life always. Because your mind does not know what is right or what is wrong. It just knows one thing. It knows to create. How does it create? It creates based on the way you think about it. That's all. See, you can easily understand this with the help of a soil. Whatever the seed you put into the soil, okay, it is going to sprout. The focus of the soil is just to sprout. That's all. It never understands or it never knows whether the seed is a good one or a bad one. What is that you are going to plant in the soil? It is going to sprout it. That's all. It doesn't know whether it is a good one or a bad one, but it sprouts. The same thing is with your mind. Whatever you think about, okay, your mind is going to create that. Now just focus, okay. Is everyone thinking about what they want in life? Everyone wants success. Everyone wants money. Everyone wants happiness. Are they thinking about success? Are they thinking about money? Are they thinking about, okay, what they really want in life? If they start thinking only about what they want in life, whatever may be the happening, whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the condition they are in, let them experience failure in everything. Let them experience mistakes in everything what they are doing. Let everything turn around them. Nothing is in their favor, but still they have to think about what they want in life. Then the future is their creation, the way they want it. But generally what happens with people is, they're not focused towards something. They focus on something only for a short while. With a slight disturbance, okay, their thinking entirely shifts from that particular arena to an entirely different arena. So once their thinking shifts into a different arena, they get lost in that thinking. Because once a negative thought strikes our mind, it gets connected with a lot of negative thoughts. A flood of negative thoughts, okay, will flow one after the another, one after the another, one after the another. And in the process, okay, he is lost in that negative thoughts totally. Just understand this. So, you are supposed to be focused about what you want. Because through focus only, you create what you want in life. So, the greatest quality what you can develop is this, developing one focus. One focus is driving all the energy that you have towards achieving what you exactly want in life. But if you are driving, if you are using your mind to think about a lot of unnecessary things, so you want to become something. So think about becoming something. You have set a goal. Think about achieving that goal. Whether good is happening, bad is happening, right things are happening, wrong things are happening, just think about achieving that goal. And keep working for creating that goal. So once you keep working for creating that goal, okay, anything good can happen in your life. Anything can bring a transformation. So one decision can make a big change in our lives. See, a few years back, I think, okay, I was thinking that I have to touch at least 5,000 people this year. I don't know how to, but I was thinking about it. Unexpectedly, a sir by name Shaker came from Kajipet. He came up with a few more correspondents, 5 to 6 other correspondents of different schools. They'll ask me to provide a faculty who can train them communication skills. So I somehow could get around 10 to 11 people around me who could go and work in that schools. And these schools had a strength of 500, 600, even 700, 800. On average, okay, in this 10 to 11 schools, okay, I could touch nearly 400 people, 4,000 people. And I could touch around 1,000 people in our institute. And somehow I could do my job of 5,000 people. We could train 5,000 people that particular year. So when we are clear about our focus, when we start thinking that that's going to happen in our life, automatically we create it. But if our focus gets negative because something disturbing is happening, one incident that's happening in opposite direction to us, one failure, one mistake, immediately turns our focus into an entirely negative arena. And that is the reason why Leslie Brown said that the toughest thing on this earth is, until you achieve what you want in life, believing that you are going to achieve it is the toughest thing. Probably you want to get a government job. So till you get a government job, believing that you are going to get a government job is the toughest thing on this earth. And that is what putting your focus on. And if you believe that you are going to get a government job, and it's a miraculous thing that definitely puts you into it, and somehow you will get it. See, I used to believe that I'm going to become a doctor wherein I'll be creating health for many people. But I'm sure I'm not a suitable candidate to provide physical health. But I'm definitely a right candidate for providing mental health. That is the reason why I could not succeed in getting a medicine seat and study medicine and become a physical doctor. But I had ups and downs in my life, I had challenges in my life, I had setbacks in my life. All these setbacks, all these challenges, all these failures, all these mistakes has made me to learn the lessons and turn myself into a doctor who can make people psychologically comfortable today. I hope you are understanding. So when you are focusing on what you want, that's going to come in life. But this has a process. Universe knows better than what we know. It knows the right things. It knows what are we suitable for, what we can really do. And whatever is suitable for us, okay, that is sticking to us. We can never leave that and go. Because the universe knows that this is the only platform, this is the only thing that you can be comfortable with. If you are out of this arena, automatically you cannot be. See, somehow I tried to come out of spoken English training in many ways, okay? But I could not go out of spoken English training, and I was brought into this spoken English training by force. Because the universe knows that this is the right platform for me. And I can do something justifying in this particular platform. So universe goes the right path. It decides the right things. So whatever may be the setback is, whatever may be the failure is, whatever may be the challenges, whatever may be the ups and downs that you are encountering in life, focus on knowing the lessons and leave it. Put all your energy, put all your drive towards one particular thing. That is creating what you want in life. So focus is all about thinking about what you want. If you can think about what you want every second of your day, then creating anything is not a problem. And if you're not able to create something you really want to create in your life, it is just because of one simple thing. It's missing your focus. So with one focus, you can create what you want in life. I hope you understand it. So in order to gain this one focus, you have to exercise. You have to exercise. So always be conscious about what you are thinking. So if your mind is not thinking the right things, if your mind is thinking about something which is not relevant to it, okay, immediately you have to come out of that. And you have to put yourself into the same focus. If you can gain a focus of 5 to 10 minutes on a particular thing, then creating anything is pretty easy. So it's like one thing, okay, when you plant one crop in a field, automatically you can take harvest. But the field can grow any number of seeds that you put into it. But if you put all the seeds that are there with you, crop can grow, but you cannot take harvest out of it. That is the same thing with everyone today. These people are growing so many plants which are relevant and irrelevant in their life. In that mixture, they are not able to get what they want. So focus on what you want exactly in life. When you focus on what exactly you want in life, then you will create it. So learn to think about what you want. Your mind drifts into your past or into your future and starts thinking about something which is irrelevant. Don't allow it. And I think almost the answer for every challenge is being conscious. If you consciously observe how your mind is thinking, is it thinking about what you want? Is your thinking matching your goals? If your thinking is matching your goal, go on with it. But if your thinking is not matching your goal, then that's going to create the biggest damage in your life. Hope you're understanding. Thanks for a wonderful question, RK, whoever it is. Raidu, good evening. Hope you're doing great. So your question is something like, నన్ను ఇష్టపడే వారందరికీ నేను బాధనిస్తున్నాను, వ్యక్తులతో ఎలా నడుచుకోవాలో తెలియట్లేదు, సంబంధాలు ఎలా నింపుకోవాలో తెలియట్లేదు. In relation building, one thing I'll tell you, Raidu, okay? The only solution for most of the problems that you have in your relations is this. So first, learn to be happy in every situation. So if you learn to be happy in every situation, then your mind is in balance. When your mind is in balance, okay, you think right. When you think right, you take right decisions. When you take right decisions, you act comfortably. But if you are not in a happy zone, if you are not in a happy move, if you are not in a happy mood, okay, so your mind is lost. So once your mind is lost, you're not going to think properly. And when you're not going to think properly about a particular thing, okay, then you create a mess out of it. And this kind of thinking is not at all good, right? See, there may be some people who are liking you or not liking. You don't know whether they are liking you or not. How will you know about it? Nobody knows, okay, what the other people are really thinking about you. So you don't need to feel that, okay, you're not giving happiness for all the people who like you. Probably it may be your family members, it may be your friends, okay, it may be your relatives and the most loved ones, okay. One thing, you can never give sorrow for them, okay. Sorrow is something, is an outcome of their thinking. If they are thinking in the right manner, they are happy. If they are thinking in a wrong manner, they are sad. See, I may be a guy without shoes. I can feel bad for that, as everyone having shoes. But I can be a happy man in this because I at least have chappals. And there are many people on this earth who do not have chappals. Let's consider that I don't have chappals. So I'm looking at everyone around me who are wearing chappals, and I can consider myself that, okay, I don't have chappals. Everyone is having chappals around me. And this can become a sign of worry for me. On the other hand, I can start looking at people who do not have even legs, and I can feel proud of myself that I have legs, and with them at least I can walk. But there are many people without legs and they can't even walk. Now try to understand this. Being happy depends on what are you looking at. Even in a most rich life, most settled life, you can look into the good, you can look into the bad things of life. You can look into something that can suffer you, you can look into something that can make you happy. See, your loved ones can look into the positive signs of you. I look into the positive signs of you. You have a positive outlook and you're doing what you can and you're pushing your life towards. See, yesterday I got a call from one of my old student who runs a big business in Kadapa. She was asking me that she needs an employee who can work with her for lifetime, on whom they can rely on. Because as they are growing old, they are not able to give time for their personal life. spend time with children, travel to places whenever they want to, because they can't leave this business and go. So if they have some trusted person, so on whom they can rely on completely, they can at least move on their jobs. So they wanted someone, okay, who is of that kind. And when I started thinking about people of that kind, okay, I've got a few people in my mind, and one of that guy was you. So there are a lot of positive things what I can look into you. So as I'm looking into the positive things in you, I'm happy about you. But if people are not able to look into the positive things in you, they're not happy about you. They are not able to look into the positive things about you because they have some expectations about you. And expectations are something which never will be fulfilled in life. So if we want to be happy, we don't need to change this world. We don't need to change our life. We don't need to change anything in our life. We just have to look at our blessings. We just have to look at the good part of our life. See, I think everyone on this earth can be happy for one thing. That is, they're alive. What can be the greater gift than being alive? See, if I ask you, do you want 1,000 cars, 1,000 crores of money, okay, lakhs of buildings, lakhs of eatables, lakhs of people around you, many things to talk around? Let it be the biggest list what you ever wanted. On the other hand, life. What would you prefer? What is having all this without life? So life is definitely great. And you have that. So we just ask people who are really suffering from health problems, okay? Do you want money? Do you want gadgets? Do you want properties? Do you want lands? Do you want, followers? Do you want entertainment? Do you want fun? Or do you want health in life? So people definitely prefer health, because health is bigger than all these things in life. When nothing matches your life and you have it, you need to feel proud of it. So if you're not able to look at what you really have and start looking at something what you don't have and start feeling okay, it makes no sense. Understand one thing. You may be thinking that if you get a job, okay, your life is going to be settled. No. So once you get a job, okay, there will be other desire that comes into. The more and more desires you fulfill in life, the more and more desires comes into picture. You go and look at a rich person, okay, his desires are enormous today. You go and look into a beggar, that fellow has only one desire. Will I get something to eat? At least for twice a day. They don't have any other desires. They don't want a comfortable bed, they don't want a cushion to sit, they don't want a car to travel, they don't want bike to travel, they don't want different things. They don't have multiple desires. But look at all the rich people on this society, all of them has plenty of desires. They have countless desires which are not fulfilled. How did they get on to all the desires? Because one desire leads to multiple desires. So if you fulfill one desire in your life, that comes up with 10 more desires. And the desire list goes on and the people will not be happy. There will be something or the other at any point of your life to worry about if you are moving towards desires. But if you can stop your life and start looking at what you are blessed with, at least you are alive. As you are alive, you can eat something and experience, you can listen something and experience, you can read something and experience, you can learn something and experience, you can explore something and experience, you can relate with someone and experience. You have great opportunity to experience anything because you are alive. And being alive is the greatest gift what a man can have on this earth. And being alive, you are healthy, okay, that is a double great gift. And there are many orphans on this earth, there are many blind people on this earth, there are many dumb people on this earth, there are many challenged people on this earth, there are many people who are not healthy, so are not taken care of, who are psychics, who are suffering from different kinds of diseases. More than 70% of the people on this earth, okay, has some kind of ailment or the other, okay, some disease or the other. But if you are blessed into the 30%, okay, wherein you are not having any kind of health ailment, okay, you are the most blessed one. You need to understand this. So people can be happy in any situation. They can suffer in any situation. It all depends on what they are looking at. I can look at my son and feel happy. So he may not be good at studies, but he has something, okay, which I can feel proud of. And that's something, if you cannot identify, okay, then your mind is a collection of dirty ideas, dirty thoughts. That is their mistake. You can't do anything. So you can never trouble anyone in your relations. If my wife is not happy about what I am today, then it is because of the wrong thoughts what she has in her mind. She is not able to look into the positive things in my life. And that is her inefficiency. And that is her immaturity, lack of awareness. And she's suffering it. I can't do anything for that. But I'm able to look at a lot of positive things in my wife. And I'm looking at the good part of her life. And I'm happy all the time. And that is my maturity. That is my awareness. That is my enhancement. So don't worry any time on your life that someone is worrying because of you. Your loved ones are worrying because of you. No. It's not like that. So if I ask you a straight question, okay, how many people will be worse than you on this earth? How many people are leading a worse life than what you are leading? I think the number goes big. Even if one person is there who is not worse than you, who is worse than you, I think you can feel proud of that. Out of all the 700 crore people, at least you're better than one. God has blessed you with something better than one person at least. So happiness and sorrow is all about what you are looking at in life. Are you looking at your blessings? Or are you looking at what you don't have in life? What you're missing in life? You can feel blessed and celebrate. In celebration, you can get into the frequency of this universe and have a wonderful experience of life. Or you can get yourself into negative frequency and invite all the trouble of your life and start worrying and troubling about all nonsensical things in your life. Life is all your creation. So the first part of the question doesn't make sense, I suppose. And when you have only love towards people, and when you are ready to accept the mistakes of everyone around you, and when you can love people as they are, I absolutely think that, okay, there's nothing else what you have to learn in building relations. But the only problem is people are not able to look into the look into the positive qualities of others. They're not realizing that they only have the right to love. They don't have the right to hate. And they don't have the right to look into the negative qualities of others. Everyone must realize this. And they have the right to love them as they are. No terms and conditions about anyone, okay? However they are, you need to love them as they are. You can't seek for improvement in what they are. Because if the other person seeks the same improvement in you, you can't handle it. And relations always come about one special quality, that is, we need to accept the mistake of others. If you are not able to accept the mistakes of others, then you can never build a relation, because already a negative thought creeps in. Fundamental principles to build true relations. If you have these three, I think you're good enough. So there's nothing else what you have to learn. So you learn this, but you're not implementing this. If you can implement this, you can make a difference, I suppose, right? Take care of things. This is not a big deal to worry about. And I think, let me go with the question of Nizam. Hi Nizam, good evening. So at least you're visible through this question answer session, okay? Thanks for this. Thanks for giving your time. Every time you use your time for a good cause, doing something good, okay, my soul becomes happy, because you're getting ready to influence the lives of many people. That's a positive sign. Thanks, Hero. Why students and youth aren't dreaming really big in life? How do I inspire them and show them direction if I myself aren't successful enough. So you cannot show this path to them after you become successful, because in order to become successful, your life goes away. If I consider that after becoming successful in my life, then I'll start inspiring people to become something big in life, okay? I can never do the inspirational part. Life has to go side by side. Everything has to go along. Learning has to go. Implementation also has to go. Updation has to go. Experience of life has to go hand in hand. See, after you becoming successful, if you have to teach to people, I don't think that there is something what you have to teach. No teacher on this earth was a successful teacher. Probably, if at all, if you have to consider a successful teacher, it was Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. And Radhakrishnan was not even successful, okay, when he was teaching. He became only successful after retiring from teaching and becoming the President of India, Vice President of India, and holding different other positions. So, no teacher is successful in order to guide the other person for success. A businessman can be a successful one, okay, and he can guide others in business. But a teacher is never a successful one because he is not focusing on empowering himself. Teacher is like a candle. He consistently burns, okay, and in the process gives light and enhances the lives of others. That's it. So at the end, okay, the teacher burns out totally. So all your energy is used for empowering the lives of others. But if you start, a businessman is not like that. A businessman is a selfish one. He's using all his energy in order to empower himself, in order to make money for himself, in order to grow himself in life. But the purpose of a teacher is not that. A teacher is not using his time. See, for example, I can use all my time for empowering my communication skills. I can use all my time for gaining knowledge. I can use all my time for becoming a bigger businessman. And I can use all my time for empowering myself to become a popular person in the country. So we have two options in this arena. I can just move after politicians, or I can move after politics. I can know the route map wherein I can reach some higher positions in departments and gain some focus, get some public name and fame. I can easily do it because of my character, because of my commitment, because of my dedication, because of my creativity, innovation, lot of qualities what I have. I can easily gain focus in the public. If you go out and meet schools, okay, if you go out and meet colleges, if you go out and meet teachers, if you start giving seminars, okay, if I start giving presentations outside, I can easily gain focus about myself, and I can become a successful person. I can easily get noticed. I can write books, I can publish books and create my image. But that's not what a teacher is. The teacher is not looking forward for his success. See, you know that I have plenty of good ideas. You know that I have plenty of good work. Probably if I have to become successful, I must have spent all my time on creating videos. So knowing a lot of information about running videos on YouTube channel, probably shift myself from Kadapa to Hyderabad or Bangalore and get assisted from someone, learn everything, gain focus across the globe, increase my subscribers and gain money out of it. And that is not my focus. So I'm not looking towards my development. I'm not looking towards creating something great in my life, but I'm looking towards helping others who are here. I just want to pat their shoulders and say that they can do what they love to do. I think you know the quotation, what we use. We take people from where they are to where they want to be. So people have a lot of dreams and desires in life. We have to hold their hand and take them. We have to walk with them, and we have to guide them in order to reach that destination. So once we become successful, okay, Success means what? Everyone must fail and I must become something great in life. When everyone is not doing good, okay, and if you are doing good, then you are a successful person. And that is sickness, right? It is not success. Everyone doing bad and you are doing great. And that should not be the sense of society building. Society building should not be like that. It should be something like this, okay? Everyone must do great. And I must also do great in the process. So when I want everyone to grow along with me, when I want everyone to proceed along with me and use all my energy in empowering everyone on this earth, okay, where is the scope for me to create success? See, if I ask you a straight question, if I think about myself, if I think about my success, and if I focus on creating my success, forgetting about training the students, okay, leaving all these people, going to Hyderabad, sitting in one particular place, okay, developing certain skills, at least learning some neuro-linguistic program or something, and trying to encash my abilities, I would become a popular figure very soon. And that is not the role of a teacher. Teacher is someone who stays in the same place where he started all through his life, but he keeps watching everyone growing in life. He sees thousands of people growing greatly in life. His height does not grow. He is not seen with a great gait. But many people around him are seen with a great gait. So probably you are one among them. You see many people growing great in life. There are many people who are far better than what I am today. But my real glory comes in helping them to grow to that state. Help them to put themselves in a great state. Everyone is leading to create their success, but I am not living my life to create my success, but I am living my life to create the success of everyone around me. And that's the role and responsibility of a teacher. A teacher can never become successful, but he brings success in everyone's life. And the role of a teacher is a responsibility to see a better society. So, success comes for business people. A teacher is not a businessman. A teacher is a guide, a philosopher who just builds courage and confidence in the lives of normal people also to create greatness in life. I think the way you are thinking needs some change, Nizam. Hope you got it. Thank you so much for your question, man. I'm sorry if I've turned more emotional, okay? And good evening, Gokul. How are you, man? Being a leader, how to maintain my team in a proper manner in any situation. Do what you believe in. Do what you believe can bring some change in the lives of others. Leader is someone who can make other people to lead in life. Okay? Now you just plan what all qualities if I maintain, what all qualities if I exhibit, I can lead a team. You think about it. So the first quality can be confidence. The second quality can be courage. The third quality can be clarity. And the fourth quality can be never giving up. The fifth quality can be commitment. Sixth quality can be kindness or generosity. Seventh quality can be integrity. Eighth quality can be, it can be compassion or any other positive qualities. But present, let us not put all that into discussion. First, have confidence that whatever the idea you take up, you are going to win in that. Then you are a leader. Whatever may be the idea you take up. See, I was just going through the life story of someone yesterday. So he was a marketing executive, and every time the company comes up with a big target, okay, everyone thinks that it's not possible, we can't do it. So why these people create such big targets? But he never thought that it's a big target and it is impossible. He always used to think that it is possible. And his attitude of thinking that it is possible made it possible. And he became a wonderful businessman in future. So the first quality of a leader is having confidence that whatever he has taken up, he is going to prove it. He is going to make it successful. And his job is to strive to make it successful till the end. That's all. He wins or he loses, that's not his concern. But he must have that confidence till the end, and he has to fight to make it successful. That's all. And the next thing is courage. He must be courageous to take a bold step in everything. He must not say that I can't do this, it is tough for me, it is critical for me, I cannot handle this, it's making me mentally stressful, I'm not able to balance this, I'm stressed, I'm strained. No. You must have courage to handle anything. If someone on this earth has done, it must be possible for you to do. And that happens to a courageous soul. And whatever you are doing, okay, you must be clear about why you are doing. What is the reason for doing? So what is the outcome you want out of that? 3 fundamental qualities. Then slowly start developing other qualities. It's loving everything what you are doing, okay, being truthful, being honest, okay, keeping up your promises, determination, dedication, compassion, okay, kindness, generosity, okay, a lot of other great qualities what you need to go for, integrity. I hope you understand. So leader will have all the positive, 16 positive qualities what everyone must have, positive mental attitude. But at least to hang on, I think you need to come up with 3 things, okay, courage, confidence and clarity. So build this Gokul, okay, you can create it. You're already a leader, okay, because all this 2-3 years, I suppose, okay, I've been asking students to come up with a decision wherein they'll organize a simple program. But people never used to even get excited about it because they lack confidence in creating a program. I think when you came to this institute 4-5 years back, we used to do a lot of programs. So at that time, people were confident enough, wherein I used to support them greatly. I used to create a lot of ideas, and they used to come up with the plans to execute them. But that zeal is missing in the people today because they just want to laze with the mobile and pass some time out watching it. So if that mobile is taken out, probably they'll activate their zeal and do something big. But you decided by yourself that you wanted to start a talent initiative and you did pick up that opportunity, okay? And you're creating something. And whoever are watching this program today, it's an invitation from the side of Gokul for everyone, okay? Be a part of the talent initiative tomorrow and make it a successful program. Because you're not just encouraging one young soul, you're building courage, confidence and clarity in him. And you're giving an opportunity for him to do many more things in life. It all depends on the encouragement what you give to him. You will do it, I suppose. Do your part, Gokul, okay? Everything will go fine. And Sultan, good evening. I'm sorry, man, okay? Kept your questions aside. Because I just wanted to answer all these questions and then come to your question, because after all, if I need more time, I can take care of that. What is the difference between like and love? A higher intensity of liking is loving. So it's like you're happy. So you're in joy means higher intensity of happiness. You're in bliss means higher intensity of love. Sorry, joy. So if you're in ecstasy means higher intensity of bliss. Just like that, okay? So liking is a normal thing and loving is a bigger thing than that. According to Buddha, there was a statement, if you like a flower, you pluck it. If you love it, then you water it. So it's like when you like a flower, that is, you just have a small love towards it. So you use it for your happiness. So when you pluck it, you can smell it, you can keep it with you and make yourself happy for some time. But if you love it, that is, you really love it, higher intensity of love, then you want to do something for it. You want it to grow, you want it to blossom, you want it to shine, you want it to fragment this universe. You want it to attract a lot of honeybees. You want it to experience the light of sun, the light of the moon, the night, the wind, everything. So for that, you try to do something for it. So in love, you serve. In liking, you try to get something from the other thing. Simple explanation. I hope you got it. So that is the reason why I never said like people, love people. So when you have that attitude of loving people, You have only the right to love people. Then you'll always look forward for serving them. So how best you can serve them will be the only question that you have in yourself. When you like a flower, you just pluck it, but when you love it, okay. I think you've got the answer, Sultan, okay? That's a simple thing. So I have one last two questions, I suppose. Let me clear this off. One is from Anu. Anu's okay. I would like to hear from you a few tips for upcoming generations, sir. Tips. What all I've told today, okay? First thing is you need to be conscious, man. Being conscious is about this, okay? Knowing what you are doing, why you are doing. See, most of the people are doing different things in life because their mind is thinking about them. Why their mind is thinking? Because they are dumping some unnecessary information in their minds. They're watching something, they are listening to something, they are speaking something. In the process, they are creating a memory in their minds, and that memory is making them think, and that thinking is driving them to do some actions. And this is all happening unnoticingly. So if every youth can just take out a piece of paper and note down what all he does from morning to night, okay, and observe what he is really doing consciously. I wanted to do this, that is the reason why I did this. There will be a very few things, okay, what he is going to do intentionally, but most of the things happen by accident. Someone will occupy the seat of making use of him. He is not conscious about what is really happening and how it is really happening. So first, be conscious how your mind is thinking. As your mind is thinking like that, what you are doing. Your actions always correlate with your thinking. So what thinking is driving your actions? Or what action is happening? If you see this action, then focus on what was your thinking. If you notice the thinking, then focus on how the action is going to be. When you understand the link between what thinking is going on in your mind and what action is coming out of it, or what action is happening and what would be the thinking. మనం ఏం ఆలోచిస్తున్నాం, ఏం ఆలోచించడం వల్ల ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, ఓకే, ఇలా చేస్తున్నాం అంటే ఏం ఆలోచిస్తుంది మన మైండ్. ఈ రెండిటి మధ్య లింక్ని అర్థం చేసుకోగలిగితే నా మైండ్ ఇలా ఆలోచిస్తుంది కాబట్టి నేను ఇది చేస్తున్నాను, ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్. అండ్ ఆన్ ద అదర్ సైడ్, ఓకే, ఇలా చేస్తున్నానంటే నా మైండ్ ఇలా ఆలోచిస్తూ ఉండాలి. ఈ లింక్ని మనం అర్థం చేసుకోగలిగితే, ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్ థింకింగ్, ఓకే, దెన్ you will realize that your mind is taking you towards a wrong direction. It is making you to do a lot of nonsensical things. It is your enemy. It's making you do the wrong things. It's not making you to do the right things. Then slowly you will have a control of what your mind is thinking. Then you avoid doing wrong things in life. When the number of wrong things are removed from the list of your day and you start doing something productive from morning to night, I think something wonderful happens in your life. And that is the first thing. They need to be conscious. And they need to learn questioning, okay, because people are not questioning. As they are not questioning, okay, they are not exactly realizing what they don't know. So in the process, they are feeling that they know everything, though they don't know anything. So once you question, you discover what you don't know. You question anything. Everyone says that I'm a man of character, but they don't know what is character. They say that I'm the most disciplined one, okay, but they don't know what is discipline. Okay, so they say that we must be truthful, but they don't know why, okay, they are not truthful. So what happens if they are truthful? What happens if they tell a lie? So everything happens so in life. You need to understand this. So the second thing what I can tell to this generation is learn to question. Learn to question. Why am I hanging on with this mobile? Why am I watching all this nonsense on this mobile? Why am I getting attracted to something which is irrelevant for my future creation? What do I get if I do this? If you just chit chat with someone, okay, is it going to do anything beneficial for me? If I just waste my time sleeping, okay, am I going to create anything better in my life? Like this, learn to question. And the second thing is, once you learn to question, you learn to think. That is designing your mind, okay, in a manner it can be utilized. See, we cannot cultivate anything from a piece of land which is not ready for cultivation. So when you plow it, pluck all the weeds, water it, manure it, and make it ready for cultivation, then planting a seed can produce a tree out of it. In a similar manner, so you must make your mind to think. When it is sharp enough to think, okay, then creating anything becomes very easy in life. In order to make your mind to think, you have to initiate a lot of questioning onto your mind. This is the second thing, what they have to go for. And the third thing is, they must learn to learn. They're not learning to learn anything, okay? They are just feeling that everything is there in this mobile. As I have everything in this mobile, okay, I don't need to learn anything. Learning is entirely different from having knowledge. Learning is developing an ability to perform that activity differently. So when you can perform an activity differently, then you can help many people to perform that activity. What is the use of having knowledge about English if you cannot speak? If you speak, inspire others. So what is the use of having knowledge about any subject, okay, if you cannot experience that subject wherever you are? So the third thing can be, they need to learn to learn. So when they learn to learn, they learn everything that is needed in order to transform their life. And the fourth thing is, they need to understand that, okay, they're only able to make time pass with the gadget what they have, but they are not able to make their time wonderful. And they need to realize that their tomorrow is the creation of the work what they are doing today. If they are not working on anything productive today, they are not going to create anything tomorrow. So what's happening in your life is the outcome of what you did in the past. So if you have done nothing, there's nothing today. So whatever I'm talking to you, I've been talking to you for over 1 hour, 15 minutes. And all the information I started talking to you is an outcome of what I have worked in the past, and that is a result of it. If I delegate the same job to some other person and ask him to do the same job, he may not be in a position to do it because he has not done something in the past. So if you can do something today, you can experience it tomorrow. I'm a happy man standing in front of you, answering your questions. And you believe that I can answer the right questions. That is the reason why you started asking me these questions. I hope you are understanding this. That value what you have given to me is worth something in my life. And I've got that worthiness by putting some effort in the past. I hope you understand this. So thanks a lot for this question. I think it's something good. So thank you, Tulsi, for your question. Before going to bed and after waking up in the morning, when I'm in consciousness, I think about what I want. Somehow unconsciously negative thoughts started hunting my mind. How to hold it by that situation? Negative thoughts are not hunting you. Negative thoughts are not hunting your mind. Negative thoughts are coming into your mind just because you don't want them to come. Let negative thoughts come in. See, the thing is, our mind works like this. Whatever we don't want to happen in our lives, so we give a lot of emotion for it. We don't want something to happen. We don't want something to happen. In the process, we think a lot about it. Idi jaragokodu na life lo, idi jaragokodu, idi jaragokodu, idi jaragokodu. We call it as nishiddha karma. Idi jaragokodu ani manam eppudaithe alochistamo, we add a lot of emotion to it. So we add a lot of worry, struggle to it. So as we are adding more emotion and we are seriously, okay, thinking that it should not happen in our life, it happens. Because we are thinking about something negative means we are believing that that will happen in life. See, probably, let me put an example like this. I don't want to lose money in my mobile. So I want to have it. So when I start thinking that I don't want the money, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose, okay, why am I thinking that I don't want this to happen in life? Because I have a strong belief within myself that it's going to happen. So if I don't have that belief within my mind that it is going to happen, then I'll never think about it. So you are believing that negative things will happen in your life. As you are believing that negative things will happen in your life, you are asking negative things to not happen. But we only have to focus on what we want in life. In the process, negative thoughts may come, but don't give so much seriousness for that. Don't oppose your mind that it should not come, it should not come, it should not come. I should not get negative thoughts, I should not get negative thoughts. Don't be afraid of getting negative thoughts. Let negative thoughts come. Every negative thought is to be observed, because every thought will be about the past or future. So past is unreal, future is unreal. So they are not the truths, they are not the reality. When they are not the reality, no importance for it. What is real is the present moment. So let negative thought comes in. What is going to happen? Because I never get a thought like I'm not doing the right question answer session, I'm not answering the right answers, okay, for the questions people are getting. People are asking me, I'm using wrong structures, okay, I'm not so serious, I'm not so happy, I'm not excited, my body language is not dynamic, that, this and all. I never think about all this. Initially my mind used to think, because I used to believe within myself that people may not like my question answer session. So I wanted everyone to like it initially. So I was thinking that, okay, people should like me, some of they should not get disappointed and all. So never have that negative thought, negative belief within yourself. Believe that everything good is going to happen. First thing. So నెగటివ్ థింగ్ జరుగుతుంది అని మనం ఆలోచిస్తున్నాము అంటే మనం అది జరుగుతుందని నమ్ముతున్నాం. నా లైఫ్లో కష్టాలు వస్తాయి, రాకూడదు, కష్టాలు రాకూడదు, కష్టాలు రాకూడదు, కష్టాలు రాకూడదు, ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రాకూడదు, ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రాకూడదు, డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్ రాకూడదు, డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్ రాకూడదు అని నేను థింక్ చేస్తున్నానంటే డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తాయి, కష్టాలు వస్తాయని నేను నమ్ముతున్నాను 100%. నాకు నమ్మకం లేదనుకోండి దాని మీద, దెన్ ఐ విల్ నాట్ థింక్ అబౌట్ దిస్. I'll never think about problems, I'll never think about difficult times. So something negative is happening in your life, let it happen, okay. Just observe. If it is a thought, then it is very good, okay, because it's just happening in your mind. All you need to do is focus on whether the thought is about a past happening, because in the past something might have happened and that indication is represented through the memory. And something can happen in your future and you are worrying about it. Both the things are not true. So when you realize that your mind is either thinking about the past based on its memory or thinking about the future based on its imagination, and they are not real, what is the question for worrying? So don't oppose something that is coming in your mind. If you oppose that, I don't want this to happen, then automatically your mind thinks more about it. Opposition makes the thoughts to flow strongly in mind. ఏదైతే మనం వద్దని చెప్తామో మైండ్కి, మన మైండ్ దాని గురించే ఎక్కువ ఆలోచిస్తుంది. సో వద్దని మనం చెప్తున్నామంటే అది జరుగుతుందని నమ్ముతున్నాం. సో బిఫోర్ I used to think about something, ఇది జరగకూడదు, ఇది జరగకూడదు, ఇది జరగకూడదు, ఇది జరగకూడదు అని థింక్ చేసేవాడిని. అది జరిగేది. ఎందుకు జరిగేది అంటే నేను జరగకూడదు 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 అని థింక్ చేస్తున్నానంటే అది జరుగుతుందని నమ్ముతున్నాను. See, for example, we have some financial challenges. So we have a lot of money to be paid to different things. So I was just thinking 2 days back, I just thought only once, I think, okay, owner call చేయకూడదు, okay, rent కోసం కొంచెం నిదానంగా పే చేద్దామని. నేను ఆ థాట్ అనుకున్నానో లేదో ఆటోమేటిక్లీ ఓనర్ కాల్డ్ ఎస్టర్డే. సో నేను వద్దు అనుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, ఇది జరగకూడదు అనుకున్నానంటే వెంటనే నా మైండ్ అది జరిగేలాగా చేస్తుంది. సో వెన్ ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ సమ్మన్ టు కాల్ మీ, ఓకే, ఆటోమేటిక్లీ ఐ గెట్ ఎ కాల్ ఫ్రమ్ దెమ్. సో నేను వద్దు అని ఒక దాన్ని స్ట్రాంగ్గా చెప్తున్నాను అంటే ఐఎమ్ స్ట్రాంగ్లీ బిలీవింగ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ మై మైండ్ దట్ ఐ బిలీవ్ దట్ ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్స్. అది జరుగుతుందని నమ్ముతున్నాను, అందుకే వద్దని చెప్తున్నాను. సో మన మైండ్ మన నమ్మకాన్ని ఫాలో అవుతుంది. సో డోంట్ బిలీవ్ దట్ ఇట్స్ గోయింగ్ టు హ్యాపెన్. నెగటివ్, ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ టేక్ మై సన్ సైకిల్ అండ్ కీప్ ఇట్ సమ్వేర్ అవుట్ సైడ్. సో ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ నా మైండ్ విల్ సే దట్ ఎవరో ఒకరు ఎత్తుకెళ్ళిపోతారు. ఓకే, ఐ డోంట్ గివ్ సీరియస్ ఎమోషన్ ఫర్ దట్ థాట్. సో వెన్ ఐ గివ్ అ సీరియస్ ఎమోషన్ ఫర్ దట్ థాట్, ఓకే, ఎవరన్నా తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతారేమో తీసుకెళ్ళకూడదు అని థింక్ చేస్తున్నానంటే నేను డీప్గా ఏమని థింక్ చేస్తున్నాను, తీసుకెళ్ళాలి అని నమ్ముతున్నాను. అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ఇట్స్ దట్ ద మైండ్ డస్. సింపుల్, ఇఫ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు పుట్ ఇన్ ఎ వెరీ సింపుల్ వర్షన్ లైక్ దిస్. మనం ఒక పని జరగకూడదు మన లైఫ్లో అని మనం థింక్ చేస్తున్నామంటే అది జరుగుతుంది అని నమ్ముతున్నాం, అందుకే వద్దంటున్నాం. దిస్ నీడ్స్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్. వాళ్ళు నా గురించి చెడ్డగా మాట్లాడకూడదు అనే క్వశ్చన్ నేను ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను అంటే వాళ్ళు చెడ్డగా మాట్లాడతారని నమ్ముతున్నాను. మా వైఫ్ నాతో కొట్లాడకూడదు ఈరోజు అని నేను థింక్ చేస్తున్నానంటే ఐఎమ్ బిలీవింగ్ విత్ ఇన్ మై సెల్ఫ్ దట్ మై వైఫ్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ఫైట్ విత్ మీ అండ్ మై మైండ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్స్ మై బిలీఫ్. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఆర్ యూ బిలీవింగ్? దట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. If your belief is negative, automatically you will start thinking in a negative manner. ఇది జరగకూడదు అని థింక్ చేయడం మొదలెడతాం. సో చెక్ యువర్ బిలీఫ్, ఫస్ట్ థింగ్. సెకండ్ థింగ్ ఇస్, వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్ ఇఫ్ యువర్ మైండ్ ఈస్ థింకింగ్ అబౌట్ సంథింగ్ నెగటివ్? ఇట్స్ ఓన్లీ థింకింగ్. యూ డోంట్ యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్. Until and unless you accept it, the mind does not throw it into the subconscious mind. Understand this? కాన్షియస్ మైండ్ ఈజ్ జస్ట్ లైక్ మన చేతిలో ఉన్న గింజలు అంటది. అక్కడున్న ఆలోచనలన్నీ కూడా మన చేతిలో ఉన్న గింజలు. సబ్ కాన్షియస్ మైండ్ ఈజ్ ద ఫీల్డ్. అంటిల్ అన్లెస్ వి యాక్సెప్ట్ దిస్, కాన్షియస్ మైండ్లో వచ్చిన ఆలోచనని మనం ఒప్పుకుంటే తప్ప ఆ గింజని తీసుకెళ్ళి మనం సబ్ కాన్షియస్ మైండ్లో నాటం. సో మైండ్ ఆలోచిస్తుంది, అనలైజ్ చేస్తుంది, దాన్ని లాజిక్స్ని అడుగుతుంది, ఓకే, డిఫరెంట్ కన్ఫ్యూషన్స్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ కూడా ఆ థాట్ని తీసుకెళ్ళి సాయిల్లో ప్లాంట్ చేయట్లేదు. సో జస్ట్ వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వర్కింగ్ అవుట్ విత్ ఇట్స్ లాజిక్, వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ థింకింగ్, ఓకే, డోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ దట్, పర్వాలేదు, ఓకే. సో బట్ జస్ట్ ట్రై టు గెట్ క్లారిటీ, హ్యావ్ సమ్ వండర్ఫుల్ క్వశ్చన్, హ్యావ్ సమ్ లాజిక్, ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద రియాలిటీ. ఐదర్ పాస్ట్ గురించి అయినా ఉండాలి, ఫ్యూచర్ గురించి అయినా ఉండాలి. టు వాట్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ రియల్, దాన్ని గమనించండి. ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను అనుకున్నది జరగదు అనే థాట్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి. సో జరిగితే ఏమవుతుంది, జరగకుంటే ఏమవుతుంది? సో ఎందుకు జరగదు? గతంలో జరిగింది, ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకు జరగదు? ఓకే, ఒకసారి జరగలేదు, ఇట్స్ ఓకే, నేను పెట్టిన ఎఫర్ట్ రైట్ కాదేమో, నేను థింక్ చేసింది రైట్ కాదేమో. సో వెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ లాజికల్ ఆన్సర్ ఫర్ దాట్, ఓకే, నౌ ద సీడ్ డస్ నాట్ గెట్ ఇన్ టు ద సబ్ కాన్షియస్ మైండ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ స్ప్రౌటెడ్. సో డ్యామేజ్ జరిగే ఛాన్సే లేదు. ఆలోచనలు కాన్షియస్ మైండ్లో ఉన్నంత వరకు మనకు వాటి వల్ల ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, బెనిఫిట్ లేదు. నమ్మినప్పుడు, ఇది ఇలా జరుగుతుంది అని నమ్మినప్పుడు, ఇది ఇలానే జరుగుతుంది అని మనం నమ్మినప్పుడు, అప్పుడు ఆ థాట్ని తీసుకెళ్ళి మనం సబ్ కాన్షియస్ మైండ్లో ప్లాంట్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో వెన్ వీ ప్లాంట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద సబ్ కాన్షియస్ మైండ్, ఓకే, దెన్ ఇట్ గ్రోస్ అండ్ యూ కెనాట్ డూ ఎనీథింగ్ అబౌట్ ఇట్ అండ్ యూ మస్ట్ బి వెరీ కేర్ఫుల్ టిల్ దెన్. సో లాజికలీ మీ మైండ్ రకరకాల క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగచ్చు, రకరకాల థాట్స్ని రైజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఇట్ మే బీ టు టెస్ట్ యువర్ బిలీఫ్, ఓకే, నువ్వు నమ్ముతుంది జరుగుతుందా లేదా అని టెస్ట్ చేయడానికి కావచ్చు. బికాస్ కాన్షియస్ మైండ్కి లాజిక్ కావాలి, ప్రతిదానికి ఒక లాజిక్ కావాలి. సో ఆ లాజిక్ని మనం ఎన్కౌంటర్ చేయగలగాలి. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద థాట్ దట్ ఈస్ కమింగ్ అప్ ఇన్ అవర్ మైండ్, గమనించండి ఎందుకు వస్తుంది ఈ థాట్. సో ఇలాంటి ఆలోచన ఎందుకు వస్తుంది? సో ప్రాబ్లీ నా నమ్మకం ఏంటి? నేను ఇలా నమ్ముతున్నాను కాబట్టే కదా ఈ థాట్ వస్తుంది. నేను అనుకున్నది జరగదేమో అనే డౌట్ మనలో ఉందనుకోండి, నెగిటివ్ థాట్ వస్తుంది. ఇలా జరగకూడదు అని మనం స్ట్రాంగ్గా నమ్మితే ఆటోమేటిక్లీ నెగిటివ్ థాట్ వస్తుంది. సో బట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద థాట్ దట్ ఈస్ కమింగ్ ఇన్, హ్యాండిల్ ఇట్. సో మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది టైమ్స్ మనం ఎలా ఉంటాము అంటే, మనకు ఒక సమస్య వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆ సమస్య నుంచి తప్పించుకొని ఆ సమస్యని సాల్వ్ చేయాలనుకుంటాం. సమస్య నుంచి తప్పించుకుంటే మనం ఎప్పుడు దాన్ని సాల్వ్ చేయలేము. If a negative thought is coming in our mind, okay, we have to question it, we have to sit with it, we have to address it. We have to have a logical discussion with that thought. So if my mind tells that it is not possible for you, I'll ask him why it is not possible. You tell me a genuine reason why it is not possible. When it is possible for so many people, why is it not possible for me? When I can convince the logic of my conscious mind, then automatically it allows the seed to go and plant in the subconscious mind. So once the thought goes and plants in the subconscious mind, then it gets executed. But initially all this happens in the conscious mind. So we don't need to feel bad about it. Let your mind think negative. Why you are giving so much seriousness for negative thought process? ఏమవుతుంది నెగిటివ్ థాట్స్ వస్తాయి? నెగిటివ్ థాట్స్ని థింక్ చేస్తే ఏం చేస్తుంది? దాన్ని అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి, లాజికల్గా గమనించండి. You just observe, okay? So what negative thoughts are coming in my mind? ఎందుకు వస్తున్నాయి నెగిటివ్ థాట్స్? నా పాస్ట్ మెమరీ వల్ల వస్తున్నాయి. సో పాస్ట్లో జరిగిన ఇన్సిడెన్సెస్ వల్ల వస్తున్నాయి. కానీ పాస్ట్లో ఏమైతే జరిగిందో అది జరగడానికి కారణం ఏంటి? మనం ముందు చేసిన వర్క్ డిడ్ నాట్ మ్యాచ్ విత్ అవర్ డ్రీమ్స్. మన గోల్స్, మన వర్క్ ఎప్పుడు మ్యాచ్ అవ్వాలి. వెన్ అవర్ వర్క్ మ్యాచెస్ అవర్ గోల్స్, ఓకే, వీ క్రియేట్ వాట్ వీ వాంట్. ఆ టైంకి ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ రాకపోయినా ఫ్యూచర్లో అయినా మనం ఖచ్చితంగా దాన్ని క్రియేట్ చేయగలుగుతాం. బట్ మన గోల్స్కి మన యాక్షన్స్ మ్యాచ్ కానప్పుడు వీ మే నాట్ సక్సీడ్ ఇన్ దట్. డజంట్ మ్యాటర్, వీ హ్యావ్ టు చేంజ్ దట్. సో వాట్ ఇఫ్ ఐ డూ, వాట్ యాక్షన్స్ ఇఫ్ ఐ డూ నవ్, ఐ కెన్ మ్యాచ్ మై గోల్స్. సో మెమరీ థింక్ చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి మనం వరీ అవుతాం. అండ్ నెగటివ్ థాట్స్ వస్తే ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి? అవి థాట్సే కదా. గాల్లో బోల్డ్ అంత బ్యాక్టీరియా రన్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది, లేకపోతే గాలి తోలుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఆ గాలి సడన్ మూమెంట్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఇన్ లైఫ్. సో ఆలోచనలు ఎన్నొస్తే మైండ్లో ఏంటి? దానికి మనం ప్రయారిటీ ఇచ్చి ఇలాంటి ఆలోచనలు రాకూడదు అని మనం అపోజ్ చేసినప్పుడు, when we oppose that this kind of thought should not come, then we are emotional about it. Then our mind thinks that we want more thoughts like that. So it starts executing it. So don't stop anything. Let anything that is coming into your mind come. Let it come. There's nothing wrong in that. But try to analyze. You don't accept it. We need to have a logic. Every thought that is coming, we need to think. See, if my son is not doing good in his education, okay, I never believe that he is going to fail in his life. My mind may come up with a lot of thoughts, and the thoughts may make me emotional, but it is all happening in the conscious mind. If I accept it, yes, this fellow is not going to prosper in his education, this fellow is not going to do good with his education, then I am taking that seed and planting in the subconscious mind. Once I plant it in the subconscious mind, my work stops. తనని డెవలప్ చేయడానికి నా పని ఎప్పుడైతే స్టాప్ అయిపోతుందో ఆటోమేటిక్లీ వాడు డెవలప్ కాడు. కానీ అపోజింగ్ థాట్స్ వస్తే మంచిదే కదా, నా మైండ్లో నెగటివ్ థాట్స్ వస్తే మంచిదే కదా. దాన్ని నేను ఒప్పుకుంటే కదా అది సబ్కాన్షియస్ మైండ్లోకి వెళ్తుంది. నేను ఎందుకు ఒప్పుకుంటాను? సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎ ఫ్రెండ్ హూ జడ్జెస్ యూ, నువ్వు అనుకునేది బాగానే ఉంది కానీ ఇలా జరగకపోతే అని అడగడం మంచిదే కదా. సో ఏమవుతుంది? దాన్ని నెగటివ్ థాట్ కింద ఎందుకు కన్సిడర్ చేయాలి? సో డోంట్ కన్సిడర్ సంథింగ్ యాజ్ అ నెగటివ్ థాట్ అట్ ఆల్. సో హ్యావ్ గట్స్ టు ఆన్సర్ ఇట్. ఇప్పుడు నీ మనసు నిన్ను క్వశ్చన్ చేస్తుంది. ఇలా అవ్వచ్చు కదా, ఇలా జరగచ్చు కదా, ఇలా జరగచ్చు కదా, ఇది చేయొచ్చు కదా, ఇది ఇలా అవ్వచ్చు కదా అని చెప్తుంది. దానికి మనం వరి అవ్వడం ఏంటి? బికాజ్ ఇట్స్ ఓన్లీ అ థాట్. అవర్ మైండ్ ఈస్ ట్రైంగ్ టు గివ్ ఎ హింట్ that it can happen like this. అప్పుడు మనం చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి? ఆలోచించి దానికి ఆన్సర్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయాలి, ఎన్కౌంటర్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయాలి, దాన్ని పక్కన తీసుకోకూడదు. లైఫ్లో మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్ ఏంటంటే దాన్ని ఎన్కౌంటర్ చేయరు, దాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకోరు, మైండ్ ఇలా ఎందుకు థింక్ చేస్తుందని అబ్జర్వ్ చేయరు. ది జస్ట్ అపోజిట్, నాకు ఇది రాకూడదు, ఇలా రాకూడదు, ఇలా రాకూడదు అని థింక్ చేస్తారు. ఇలా రాకూడదు అని నువ్వు థింక్ చేస్తున్నావు అంటే మైండ్ దాన్నే గుర్తు చేస్తుంది. వీక్నెస్ని స్ట్రెంగ్త్గా మార్చడమే మైండ్ యొక్క పని. సో నీ వీక్నెస్ అదే అని తెలిసినప్పుడు అదే వీక్నెస్ని ఎన్కౌంటర్ చేస్తూనే ఉంటుంది నీ మైండ్లో. ఐ హోప్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు హ్యాండిల్ దిస్. సో నీ మైండ్ ఒక నెగటివ్ థాట్ని థింక్ చేస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ దానికి ఒక నెగటివ్ థాట్ అనే వర్డ్ పెట్టడమే రాంగ్. నెక్స్ట్, ఆ థాట్ ఏదైనా ఉంది అపోజింగ్ థాట్, సమ్మన్ సేస్ దట్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ ఫిట్ టు బి ఎ ట్రైనర్. ఓ, సో వై దిస్ ఫెలో సెడ్ దట్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఫిట్ టు బి ఎ ట్రైనర్? ఇప్పుడు తను యు ఆర్ నాట్ ఫిట్ టు బి ఎ ట్రైనర్ అని చెప్పాడు అని చెప్పేసి నేను నేర్చుకుంటా వెళ్ళిపోయి నన్ను ఇలా అన్నాడు వాడు, ఇలా అన్నాడు, ఎందుకు అనాలి, నేను ఎంత కష్టపడినా, అది చేసినా, ఇది చేసినా అని ఎన్ని రోజులు ఏడ్చినా, దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు సాల్వ్ ఎ ప్రాబ్లమ్. దట్స్ గ్రేట్. ఓకే, లెట్ మీ know why you are saying this before I accept this statement. నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒప్పుకోవట్లా నువ్వు చెప్పిన స్టేట్మెంట్ని, సో ఎందుకో చెప్పు అని తనతో డిస్కషన్ రైజ్ చేయొచ్చు. నేను ఎమోషనల్ అవ్వడం కంటే, బాధపడడం కంటే, ఇలా అనకూడదు, ఎవరు ఎందుకు అంటున్నారు వీళ్ళు, నేను ఇంత కష్టపడుతున్నాను వీళ్ళకి తెలీదా, ఇది కాదు నేను థింక్ చేయాల్సిన స్ట్రాటజీ. ఐ హ్యావ్ టు గో అండ్ ఎన్కౌంటర్ విత్ హిమ్. ఓకే, టెల్ మీ వై ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఫిట్ టు బి ఎ ట్రైనర్. వాట్ మేక్స్ యూ టు సే దట్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఫిట్ టు బి ఎ ట్రైనర్? So you have this quality, you have done this mistake, you have done this mistake. Okay, so I can give an explanation for all that. So why it has happened in my life? What made it happen? So from that, what I've learned, so I've transformed. If the same thing repeats in my life again, okay, then you can consider me that I'm not fit to be a trainer. I'm sure that that will not happen in my life again. So I've developed that transformation only from that mistake. So that is an advantageous thing for me. So if I can encounter it, then I can change him. And if he's foolish, forget about it. I don't need to convince him. But if I don't encounter with the thought that is coming to me, then automatically it keeps coming, it keeps coming, it keeps coming. నేను కుక్కను చూసి పరిగెత్తడం మొదలెడితే ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఐ సీ ద డాగ్ chases me and I keep running. But if I stop once to fight against the dog, మహా అయితే ఏమైతుంది, కరుస్తుంది, అంతే కదా. So it doesn't matter. One time if it bites, okay, nothing is going to happen. So you have to encounter it. So stand there, hold a stick, hold a stone and try to encounter it. So once you encounter it, okay, next time the dog is not going to chase you because you lost fear in that. So every time some thought hunts you, just observe why your mind is having a discussion with me, not a discussion. It's trying to have a debate with you, saying that this is not going to be possible. So all you have to do is just understand, okay, and have a slow thought process with it. Sit in meditation, okay, whatever the thought that is coming, okay, encounter it slowly. So why it's like that? It can be like this. So first take out that it is a negative thought, and second thing is start facing it. Encounter it. Okay, you need to encounter it. See, I had a thought process recently that I've gone 50. So I think I'm not physically good. I never wanted that thought to happen. So immediately what I did, okay, I cycled to Kajipet, almost traveled for 60 kilometers in one day. Now will my mind tell it to me again? It will not tell me. So I have to encounter. If my mind started telling me that, okay, I've gone old, and I was getting some kind of thoughts that I'm going old and so I'm not physically strong, something is being lost in my life, the energy is getting disturbed. I did not want that thought process to happen in my life. So I took up a physical challenge. I encountered it. Now my mind cannot say this to me. It has to get compromised with what I say. So take out the negative thought label. It's just a thought. There's nothing like a positive or a negative thought. But thought which we want, thought which we don't want. So we don't want that thought. Why we don't want that thought? Because it is irrelevant to what we want. But it's okay, address it, ask it, discuss with it, get clarity about it. Okay, so then slowly what happens, the thought fades away. Once you start observing the thought fades away, first thing. And second thing is slowly try to encounter it. Make a discussion with that thought process. So why I'm getting this thought? What is making me to think about this thought? What is the driving force behind it? It is the desire behind it, or it is the memory that is driving me to do it. Okay. So now it's fine. Let the thought come if it comes. I'm not going to care for that. So when you have a negligence toward it, then the thought does not come. But if you oppose it, so it's simple, like, so if you tell them, okay, don't call me by my nickname. So let's say my nickname is Swami, or something like saint or sannyasa edo antunaru. So a sannyasa ane word anaddu అని నేను చెప్తే ప్రపంచం అంతా దాన్ని అంటూనే ఉంటుంది. కానీ నేనే పోయారే నన్ను సన్యాసి అనరా అన్నాను అనుకో, ఎవడు అండు. The same thing is with your mind. Don't oppose something that is coming up in your mind. Let the thoughts come. Let them freely glow. Just keep watching. And if possible, don't accept that thought, because that's not real, okay? Mind can only think with the information what you have. నీ దగ్గర ఉన్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్తోనే నీ మైండ్ ఆలోచించగలుగుతుంది. Your mind can never think, okay, with the information, without the information that it has. నీ దగ్గర దానికి సంబంధించి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ లేదంటే it cannot think about it. So enhance your information, enhance your maturity, encounter with the thought, and don't think that that is a negative thought. Change the perception of the thought. Once you change the perception of thought, then everything happens. Don't accept the thought. Let the thought comes in. Okay, don't accept the thought. See, sometimes I'll come to a conclusion that someone is an idiot in the class, but that discussion comes in my mind. Day before yesterday, I just shouted at someone in the class. So I wanted to shout them because they are not serious about what they are doing. I've explained them 1.5 hours about what is happening in the class, but immediately they started doing it. So I felt, okay, I need to address it. Then I started getting a negative thought in my mind that I should not have done like that. But I gave an explanation to my mind. So when people are not understanding, when I tell them like a human being or in a general format, probably I have to use a format that makes them understand. I have to get emotional and tell them. So if I'm not telling them in that emotional, okay, they'll never at least realize the impact or seriousness of that. So I convinced my mind. Now it did not trouble me. But if I did not handle that thought in my mind, and if I consider that, okay, that was a negative thought, and if I started struggling because of it, then it could have been coming up again and again in my life. So we need to handle it, we need to encounter it and leave it. So if there is some thought which is coming in my mind, okay, which is irritating me, so how do I handle this? That's the only thing I have to think about. So encounter it, address it, clear it. That's it. But if you say that I don't want this thought to come, I don't want this thought to come, and if you continue saying that I don't want this thought, okay, your opposition will make the mind to reach that thought to you so many times. That is not supposed to be done. And don't be so serious about negative thoughts, okay? Every thought that comes in, okay, just address it. What is it? Okay. Have a clarity about it. మహా అయితే ఏం చేస్తున్న థాట్ నీ వల్ల కాదు, నువ్వు చేయలేవని చెప్తుంది, ఓకే. సో దెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఎన్కౌంటర్ ఇట్. వై ఇట్ డజంట్ హ్యాపెన్? సో వాట్స్ ద డ్రాబ్యాక్ ఇన్ మీ? సో దిస్ ఇస్ యువర్ డ్రాబ్యాక్. ఓ, నేను ఇది రెక్టిఫై చేసుకుంటే జరుగుతుంది కదా. సో రెక్టిఫై చేసుకుంటే మంచిది అన్నప్పుడు రెక్టిఫై చేసుకుంటే సరిపోద్ది కదా. రెక్టిఫై చేసుకోవడానికి రెడీ లేనప్పుడే కదా నా మైండ్ మళ్ళీ గుర్తు చేసి ట్రబుల్ చేస్తుంది. So when I can love people as they are, when I can look into only positive qualities in people, and when I can accept the mistakes of others, I don't have any problem in relations. So if I am getting a problem in a relation, I am not following some of this principle. Edokati, if I am not following, then I have a problem in relations. But if you can follow these three things, okay, I'll never have a problem in relations. That's as simple as that. Probably you're not following something in your life. That's the reason why negative thought is coming. So when you realize that, follow that, then automatically the thought will not come. That's it. See, I'm not doing physical exercise, then the negative thoughts come in my mind saying that you may suffer from ill health, okay? And that's a good thing. So that makes me realize that I have to do physical exercise. And once I start doing physical exercise, the thought goes away. That's all we need to do. Okay, as simple as that. But don't oppose it, don't worry for it, okay? Let the thoughts come in. What happens? They're just thoughts. Okay. Thought is not going to do anything, because thought is not going to become, that is not going to get planted in the subconscious mind until I accept it. If I accept it, then it gets into the subconscious mind. If I decide that I am fit for nothing, I can't do anything on this earth, then that is planted in the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind works to make me an idiot, make me fail. That's all. But when I don't accept it, when I have the guts to fight, okay, subconscious mind can never take a negative thought into the subconscious mind. Okay, simple. So let the thinking go on and encounter it. Don't consider it as a negative thought and keep away from that. Okay, fine. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot for your questions. You have been giving me a wonderful opportunity to talk about a lot of things. So I hope God will bless us to enhance ourselves, and through our work, okay, we can help many more people to handle a lot of challenges in life. Thank you so much, all of you. Thanks a lot.